If you want to manage money like the people who win at this game, copy what they own, not what they show. Owners own businesses, assets, systems, or rare skills. If you don't own at least one of those, you are what's owned. That isn't an insult, it's an instruction. The question is how to build ownership from an ordinary paycheck without turning your life into spreadsheets and self-denial. Here's the simple map, the 28-12-48-12 rule. It's not a cute rhyme. It's 4 jobs for every dollar that hits your account, so nothing wanders off and nothing starves. 28% feeds ownership, 12% protects your progress, 48% runs your life, 12% keeps you human. We'll make this yours, but I'll show numbers with a clean example so the picture is clear. Say you bring home $4,800 a month after taxes. The 28-12-48-12 split looks like this: $1,344 to growth, ownership, $576 to stability, your stay-in-the-game money, $2,304 to essentials, food, roof, transport, insurance, core bills, and $576 to joy. Yes, joy. Start with the 28%. That's the money that turns work hours into ownership hours. You do your job, these dollars keep working when you stop. Ownership here means 2 things: broad, low-cost assets and a skill that raises your income next year. For most people, the first stop for growth dollars is your employer retirement match if you have one. If your company matches 50 cents on the dollar up to 5% of pay, contribute 5% before anything else. It's an instant 50% return up to the limit. If you earn $78,000, 5% is $3,900 a year. The match adds $1,950 you'd never see otherwise. You can't beat that anywhere. Capture it. Next, move outside the company. The IRA gives you choice and low fees. If your income is relatively low now and likely to grow later, lean Roth. You pay tax today, and qualified withdrawals in retirement are tax-free. If you are in peak earnings years and expect a lower bracket later, lean traditional. You reduce today's taxable income and pay later. Don't overcomplicate. Pick broad index funds with fees under 0.10%. The difference between a 1.0% fee and a 0.05% fee over 25 years is a new car, a kid's tuition semester, or a year of freedom. If you have access to an HSA through a high-deductible health plan and it fits your health risk, it's the Swiss Army knife of accounts. You get a tax break now, tax-free growth, and tax-free withdrawals for qualified medical expenses. It's triple-advantaged. If you can afford to pay current doctor bills from cash flow and let the HSA money stay invested, save your receipts. There's no time limit to reimburse yourself later. Today's $220 urgent care visit could reimburse you tax-free in 2038 while your HSA compounded. Once IRA and HSA are filled as your budget allows, push the 401k beyond the match. Contribution limits adjust each year. Check the current numbers. The point is the order: free money first, low fee control next, triple tax HSA if eligible, then max the employer plan. Tax drag in a regular brokerage account is very real. 2 investors both put $10,000 a year away for 25 years at 7%. One uses tax-advantaged accounts, the other uses taxable. The taxable investor may finish a couple $100,000 behind because of taxes on dividends and realized gains along the way. Same effort, smaller finish line, just because of order. Inside the 28% growth bucket, reserve 2 to 4% of take-home for a skill. Not a course you never open, a real skill tied to real pay. Editing, data analysis, sales, UX writing, cloud certs, anything that lifts your hourly value. Spend $600 to $1,200 a year to raise your income by $3,000 to $8,000. That's a better ROI than any fund. Now, the 12% stability bucket. This is the don't get knocked out money. Emergencies are expensive not because of the bill, but because of the timing. When you don't have cash, you sell investments at the bottom or swipe a 24% card. The stability bucket stops that. You're aiming for a 5-month baseline, not because a blog said so, but because life tends to stack surprises. Start with $1,800 as fast as you can, in our example budget. That covers a lot of real problems. Next, build to 1 month of expenses, then 3, then 5. Where does it live? In a high-yield savings account you can reach in a day. Not in the market, not in a CD that locks you up, not in crypto. Rule 1, accessible in 24 hours. Rule 2, no risk. Rule 3, still earning something while it waits. If you dip into it, your next transfers refill it first before anything else gets more money. You treat it like a wall that must be rebuilt as soon as a brick comes out. Here's how you fill it faster without thinking. Set an automatic transfer for the 12% on payday. Turn on roundups so every $9.40 purchase becomes $10 and the extra 60 cents moves to stability. Route cash back rewards there instead of treating them like party fares. Aim to combine save before you see, save as you spend, and save your rewards. 3 tiny streams find each other and make a river. Now, the 48% essentials. This is where most budgets die because people put nice to have into the must-have column. Essentials are the things that keep you alive, working, and insured. Rent or mortgage, groceries, utilities, basic phone and internet, transport, insurance, a small clothing line for what you actually wear. Takeout is not a core expense. 4 streaming platforms are not a core expense. The gym you don't use is not a core expense. The gym you do use counts as health. Keep it. Anything else asks to be justified. 2 categories matter most: housing and transport. Think of housing like a boulder. If you move the boulder 2 feet, you free up the whole river. Always negotiate your lease before renewal. Can we lock current rent for another year? Is a fair ask. Consider a roommate. Consider renting the extra room for a few months. If your next move is flexible, pick a place that keeps housing at or under half of your essentials bucket. On transport, new car payments bleed wealth. Buy reliable used and keep it. In cities, ditch the car if math and lifestyle allow. Every car erased is insurance, maintenance, gas, and parking erased. Use rules, not willpower. When you're tired, rules save you from long debates. Try a 7-day pause on any non-essential over $120. If you still want it next week, you aren't high, you're making a decision. Ask brand or value. If the answer is brand, don't buy. If it's value, check cost per use. A $60 item worn 100 times is a great buy. A $200 logo worn twice isn't. Cheap junk that breaks is still a waste. Buy less, buy better, use longer. Finally, the 12% joy bucket. This isn't a loophole to blow the plan. It's the oxygen that keeps the fire burning. Money isn't supposed to be a punishment. If you make $5,200 take-home, $624 a month goes to joy. Put it in a separate account you call the joy jar. Automate the transfer. When it's empty, you're done until next month. Use it on purpose. Trips that recharge you, hobbies that make you feel human, nights out that keep your social life alive, gifts that say you matter. Experiences beat clutter. Memories beat logo piles. People burn out without joy money and then rebound spend so hard they erase months of progress. The joy jar prevents that. It turns no into not today and not this into yes to that. This whole rule runs best when money moves before you see it. On payday, 4 automatic moves fire: growth into your chosen accounts, stability into savings, essentials into the bill pay account, and joy into the joy jar. You don't need to become a new person. You need a new default. If every month your money walks itself to the right rooms, you don't spend your life dragging it down the hall. A quick word on debt order and investing order inside the 28%. Kill high-interest debt, 10% plus, before pushing growth hard. There is no point hoping for 9% while a card charges 24%. The exception, again, capture your employer match even while paying debt. That math still wins. Then, clear the fire and get back to growth. Inside growth go in this order for most people. Employer match to the full match, IRA, Roth if likely in a lower bracket today, traditional if in a high bracket today, HSA if eligible and appropriate, then 401k beyond the match. Only after those are full do you throw money into a regular taxable brokerage account. Same dollars, different order, huge difference. If your numbers don't line up perfectly with 28, 12, 48, 12, shift within a small band and keep the shape. A single parent with variable income might run 24, 14, 50, 12 for a year while income stabilizes. A household with paid-off housing might run 32, 10, 46, 12. The point is 4 jobs, not one big vague spend-save pile. Here are 2 pictures to keep in your head. Picture 1, tax drag. 2 people both invest $900 a month for 25 years at 7%. One uses tax-advantaged accounts first, then taxable. The other uses taxable from day one. The tax-efficient person can end 6 figures ahead without earning a penny more. Picture 2, cost per joy. A $1,200 weekend that leaves you rested and close to the people you love pays for itself in better work and better life. A $1,200 impulse pile in your closet gives you guilt every time you open the door. Spend your 12% like it matters. You will miss a month. Everyone does. The plan forgives and resumes. If the car eats $600 from stability, the next transfers refill it first, then growth gets fed. If you overspend joy, you wait until next month. If an emergency clause at essentials, you cut back elsewhere for a cycle and then restore. It is not about perfection, it is about direction. Managing money like the 1% isn't a salary contest, it's an ownership habit. 28% builds what pays you later. 12% makes sure you can keep going. 48% keeps you alive without creeping into excess. 12% keeps your future from swallowing your present. Automate it, name the buckets, and let your tired self live inside a system your clear self designed.